All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Atlanta Falcons. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Blue draw Corkers.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
You got to step it up. Big end, big end, big end. Wait.
Second and 10. It's Ryan again. This one caught by Ridley. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. To throw is Ryan. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And now off to the races down the right side. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Well, it was third down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Here we go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Back to the air, Ryan after the pick 6. And he's got some space here. And the return will stop right around the 25.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
After the interception, here's Watson. Drops it off for Coleman. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by DeMonte Casey. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Ryan finding Julio out wide. Julio Jones all alone. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones. 57 yards as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
Come on, let's go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane.
And nothing but daylight ahead. Past the 20. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Tevin Coleman, 75 yards. And the Texans have taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Ryan. That's out to his running back, Michelle. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. With a quick slant, good for 8 and a 1st. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Check. Fresno. 20.
Ryan. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Falcons. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 46. They'll run with Michelle. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Malcolm Jenkins up to make the stop. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Let him know. Showing it. Check. Let's go.
Now it's Ryan. And this one brought in by Sanu. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 27-yard line.
But that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Hey, high 7.
Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. Jones has it. Well, they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. They'll come out in the pistol. Back at the 5-yard line now. 2nd and goal. Now it's Ryan. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this 1st quarter. Picked off by Justin Reed. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 25. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this be who you are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. Second and goal from the 6 this time.
Hey, 59, ready.
Ryan. This is caught. It's Sanu this time for a Falcon touchdown. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Parkey with the extra point, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They start from scratch here, so to speak. 14 all following the interception last time that led to a score. Now they've got it first and 10.
Let's go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Flushed out right. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A huge play there for Houston. 51 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's first and 10 just outside the red zone. Watson now to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. From the 24, they'll go again on second and 10. On second down, it's Coleman. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson, and that is incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And his kick here is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
Come on,
Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 24.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter for us up here in the booth. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. And the Texans scoop it. And they will have the football deep in enemy territory all the way at the 10-yard line. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. They'll run with Coleman on first down. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Loss of a yard brings up second and 11 at the 11-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Watson now going to run the option right. And this is going to be back-to-back tackles for a loss here as the Falcons defense yet again drops him behind the line. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it staring at a 3rd down and 13. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. To throw is Watson. Steps away to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. T.Y. McGill in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down. And this one is right through. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So not sure how they feel about that. They had golden field position to start the drive after the fumble recovery, but they went backward and then got 3.
Well, let's go from gold to silver, because the silver lining is they got the 3, right? You're talking about the golden field position. They didn't take advantage of it. That has to feel like a letdown.
You always stand ready to pounce. Always. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They'll set up to throw. And able to find Graham, complete. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. He'll drop to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
Now it's the backup Kaiser. Wide open receiver, complete. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Kaiser. He's got a man, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one good for 37 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Kaiser. He gets this into the hands of Kirkwood. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Kaiser yet again. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
Well, the drive started the shadow of their own goalpost all the way back at the 2. Pretty nice job of getting downfield and at least getting 3.
Agreed on that one. A real nice job because really their goal was to get out of the shadows of those goalposts and give themselves a little bit of room to help out their defense. Instead, they got 3 points out of it.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have two remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. To punt it away on fourth down, here's Drew Kaiser. Taken in at the 22. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 48. There he goes, right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. That's a tough spot as a quarterback, Charles. You want to get rid of it, but you see what can happen when you do try to get rid of it with pressure.
Yeah, and how about the pressure coming without them having to blitz? That's when you know things are clicking for your defense, and the end result, they end up gaining 6 points.
A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good. And the lead is down to 2. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right? Good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Throwing again is Kaiser on 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Kaiser now. And he comes back with one complete. And he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So on 4th down, here's Ryan Quigley now to kick this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. Well, they're looking for it now.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Lonnie Johnson picks it. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Deidrin Sadat with a sack.
It's second down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this big. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool the defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
3rd and long for Kaiser. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. 4 receivers now, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. 2nd down and 4. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. From the red zone now, Kaiser. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw again, Kaiser. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by DeMonte Casey. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
61, match box, light.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And an alley to run. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. On play action, Kaiser. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 32-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Here's Mostert. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Tackle made by Deidron Sinnott. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now third down. On third down, Kaiser. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Howell. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of it.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball. He's got daylight. The 40. He's at the 30. 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. As his guys are in for 6. And the Falcons have retaken the lead. Now Parkey for the extra point. And the lead is up to 5. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold.
It got his man complete. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain of 39 that time. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Mostert. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. They're having issues right now getting that running game going.
I wonder if maybe adopting some of the college run game would help here. Because we're still at that stage where you have a bunch of guys saying, I don't know about what the colleges do. And the college stuff is working in the NFL. Bigger line splits, create some more natural running lanes. Might help the offensive linemen get better angles in their blocking schemes.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Working out of the gun. Here's Kaiser. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. And his kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. It can be a thankless job sometimes to be a kicker, but they're thanking him right now. That's now 4 field goals. He's kept him in the game.
He sure has. That offense has got to find its rhythm because I'm not sure that just kicking field goals is going to allow them to win this game.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee as they'll start at the 21-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you turn that.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now back to throw. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 23 yards the pickup there. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong. 22 jet bombers. 22 jet bombers. 25. Check 25.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. First down, Kaiser. Buying time to his left. He'll try and run it, and he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Now a man open down the middle of the field, and he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Kaiser now to throw on 1st down. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Escaping the pressure right. And Waller taking it in over the middle. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the complete.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Grady Jarrett, his 2nd sack of the night. Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports.
28, Texans 26. John Brown on 4th field goal. A 48-yard attempt.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And with that, they have taken the lead by a point here in the 4th. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often. But you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
Let's go.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. 5 yards on the pickup, and just like that, it's 3rd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make someone miss in the open field.
So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
Good work that time to get them to jump, and now here's 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. That's complete to Smith. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it, and the Texans scoop it.
No coach or team's ever happy when someone has a turnover, but if there's ever a good time to do it,
preseason.
Yeah, right now. You know that come regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember, yeah, I don't want to do this when it comes time for the games to count.
Kaiser now after the fumble recovery. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Keith Kirkwood that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a one-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
Well, it's hard to put your finger on whether this is something to celebrate or something maybe the offense is embarrassed by. But that's now 6 field goals he's made in this game alone.
Yeah, he's bailed them out quite a bit so far. But it's very comforting to know that you have a kicker that's got your back.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He completes this to Russell Gage. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Falcons. So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line.
All right, work with me, partner. This is a classic understatement. Their execution has been very poor. Last 3 drives, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Winning football? We're not seeing it right now.
Following the interception, Kaiser under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
To try again after the sack, Kaiser. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Kaiser. This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Now Mostert. Well, not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. On 2nd and goal, Kaiser. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. He's at the 50, the 30, 20, 10. And he takes this one back in into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides, so I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that.
That's
Anytime we have a defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
So they look like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
On second down, Kaiser again. Into the hands of the tight end. This is Jordan Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there and a first down. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Duke Riley in there to drop him, and that is the 7th time tonight that he has gone down. After the sack on first down, Kaiser. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Kaiser. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. The connection made. It's Graham. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off.
Check 43. Kill.
A first down carry for Smith. 14 yards there on a Falcon first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he will find his man on the outside. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Come on, set, 50, plant. You remember me? Let's go, baby. Get it.
The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee.
Down, 30 base. You gotta get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go. Five.
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. Well, partner, it's just preseason, but it always feels good to be in victory formation, taking the knee for the W.
Yeah, I've often thought to myself when I watch these preseason games, some teams need the wins more than others. You know, if you're established and you're used to winning, not quite the same. But if you're trying to learn how to win, it's important to get it done. And to be able to kneel down at the end, even better.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.